All right. I want to wish you all a very good afternoon. Happy Friday, everyone. If you can hear me, all right. Can you all hear me? All right. I want to just welcome everyone. Thank you for taking the time. We know it's Friday. It's been a long week, but today, all right, let's just come in, take the time. We have got lots of interesting bits and information to share with you, right? And one area, right, that there's been constantly an area of interest that's been bombarding our news feeds, our social media, airwaves recently, right, is actually health and wellness, right? And evidently, the pandemic, COVID-19, has really heightened all this interest in what's happening to our health, what's happening to people around us, how are we managing, how are things changing, right? So many countless debates, discussions, questions have been asked. We've been filling each other with different questions, asking what's happening, right? And today, you are in for a treat because we have been compiling, we've been talking to consumers, we've been chatting quite a lot of data, and today you will be able to see some of these trends, some of these findings, right? And as it relates to health and wellness in Malaysia, right? So I guarantee that, pay attention, stay tuned. You will definitely pick up lots of interesting nuggets of information and insight, right? Now, without further ado, I would like to introduce you two fabulous ladies in our midst. They will be the ones sharing with you the content for today, right? Julia, you can wave. We have got Julia Teo with us today. And Julia is a powerhouse, right, in FMCG. She has been with a lot of the big names, right? Nestle, Johnson Johnson, Unilever. She has managed brands like Milo, Maggi, Listerine, Nescafe, Neutrogena, right? And she has brought these brands to different growth levels and ensured a lot of successes. She is also now very actively coaching a lot of SMEs to help them develop their brand strategies and marketing activities. And definitely she is somebody to listen to because she will have lots of information and interesting bits to be sharing with you, right? And the other fabulous lady in the house today is none other than Rumaizon Abdul Malik, right? So you can all give your virtual welcomes and claps, right? Now, Rumaizon is somebody that needs no introduction, but I will not do her justice if I don't mention some of this, right? Again, a powerhouse, experienced practitioner in market research, consumer insights, brand and marketing strategy. This is one woman who has been there, done that, right? So everything from branding aerospace in Malaysia to launching halal hair colorants to female Viagra, right? So you want to know more about that? Go and talk to her on the site, right? So she has a knack or natural talent in picking up all these soft consumer skills through observation, through research, through focus groups, and how we turn them into real actionable data for brands and businesses. Don't forget, she's also the originator of the highly sought after 6 Malay segments research, right? And definitely, a real esteemed brand marketer to the Malay segment. Affectionately known as Rome, right? So I will leave you in the wonderful hands as you spend this afternoon with both Rome and Julia. Over to you, Rome and Julia.
Thank you, Leonard. Julia. Oh,
Thank you, Leonard.
too kind lah kan? Okay, so welcome everyone. Welcome to this afternoon's webinar. This is branded MyWellness. This consumer segmentation is now we call it MyWellness. Thank you, everyone. It's so good to see all of you again, some familiar faces, some familiar names. This is a webinar that we're treating like a casual Friday afternoon chit chat, and we're so excited to be bringing in information and data from the recent study we've just completed, right, Julia?
Yes, definitely. And it's right hot on topic. Health and wellness.
Right, so a little bit of background. So let me just start sharing my screen without further ado. Can you see my screen now? Can I get some kind of response, like someone say yes, or someone put in the chat box?
Yes, yes.
Thank you. Thank you. It's nice to know that people are listening and not falling asleep. Yes. Thank you, Edna. Right. Thank you, Shireen. Yeah. So this is MyWellness. And what did we do? Last year, we were stricken by COVID. Yeah. So amidst all that, in IdeaScape, we were thinking about how do this whole entire situation impact us as marketeer and brand managers, brand people. Yeah. So we set out to explore how do Malaysians define healthy, whether it has changed. I mean, we hope to see the trend over time, and we want to really understand what are the mindsets around the topic, right? So we did quite a bit of desk research. We looked at how other people talk, think, discuss health, wellness, and lifestyle. And this desk research, we use it to frame our thoughts and create hypotheses. And we came up with 9 consumer segments back then. Okay, so this was, I think, in June, July last year. We came up with 9 consumer segments and said, that's a lot. What do we do next? So we validated this hypothesis in 11 focus groups, right? These focus groups discussion, we engaged the country's top excellent moderator, Chan Weiwei and Ainon, both of them. Weiwei did the English group, Ainon did the English, Weiwei did the Chinese group, Ainon did the Malay as well as the English group, and I sat back and I watched and I analyzed. So from the 11 focus groups, we scaled them down and we saw there was some overlaps, and we came up with 6. And then we called up Insights Club, one of the country's famous online survey provider, right? So we said we want to side up the market, and they were so gladly, they came on board, and we did 1,000 sample size according to national population breakdown. And at that time, we were setting out to see whether was there really 6 or 5 segments, right? And then we wanted to know their profile. We wanted to know what was their behavior, their UNA. So from desk research to qualitative to quantitative, this is a full-scale study that we're bringing to you, and it's actually reflective of the country's national population breakdown. Yeah. So how did we measure? What did we use as a tool to measure? We looked at their attitude, their perception. What do they see health and wellness is, and what is the role of health in their life? You know, is it important? Is it something that they see as, you know, as a passing? And how healthy do they perceive themselves to be? And health and wellness wouldn't be complete if we do not look at eating and food preparation behaviors, all right, especially during the pandemic. So we measured and we studied these 4 main key areas, and this was what we used to classify or to cluster the behaviors, the attitudes, to become, at the end, we get all these 6 segments. Yeah. All right. So what will you get from us today? This is a 1.5 hour webinar. There is a lot more information that we're not sharing with you today. I hope today we'll be able to just pique your interest and get you to speak more to us. But today you will see key trends of health and healthy living in Malaysia, right? You will get the qualitative segmentation. You will get the top line analysis of the profiles of each of the segment. How do they look like? And most importantly, you will get the implication to the marketeers like yourself. What do you do with all this information? All right. Now, so overall, what we observe, and this is results from what we observe from on the field, from internet. We saw that a lot of people are starting to speak in this language. Yeah, it's my health, and I want it on my term, and I want to be able to honor my difference. So therefore you see a lot of patterns, like they don't treat themselves as the same with other people just because the doctor says, oh, this is how the diagnosis is, and chances are you are going to go through this kind of pattern in your treatment or care. They don't believe that. They want something more specific. So people are getting personalized medical checkup, things like hormone profiling, things like checking their epigenetics, checking their how do you call it? Not ancestor, but whatever you inherit from your parents. My England is not so good today. Yeah. So personalized medical checkup is getting on the rise. There are doctors who are giving you hormone profiling to tell you what nutrients is actually good for you, what food you should be eating or should not be eating, right? So those are things that we are observing. We're also observing that health is becoming fashionable, right? You have to be seen doing it, because if you're not showing off what you're doing, you're not in, right? So we see a lot of people on TikTok doing, what's the latest craze? Those Korean dancers where they flick their pelvic bone back and front. I can't do it for the life of me, right? So it's you need to be seen like you're copycatting or duplicating or doing whatever is in right now. Yeah, so there's an element of fashion, or showing off is fashionable, right? Next, what we saw also is tech. Tech is becoming an important enabler. Now, tech, you know that there is the rise of tech wearable. There's also things like weighing machine that is connected to your phone, and it will tell you immediately your BMI and things like that. I'm like, I can just look at my weighing scale and tell whether I'm good or not. I've lost 1 gram and all that, but no, it's linked to your phone, and it will prompt you on any differences, any changes in your, not just your BMI, other measurements as well. Yeah, you also have app to track the food intake, how long you're exercising, how much you're burning, right? So tech is something very, very in already. There's also this thing about the doctor doesn't know everything, right? So I don't just trust one doctor. I want to get a second opinion. I want to validate my doctor's diagnosis. And you know who's getting more and more famous? You guessed it right, Dr. Google. So if my doctor says that, hey, I've got this particular medical condition or this thing, I would Google and I would research. And then I would have a conversation with my doctor to see whether the treatment that he's prescribing or telling me is one that I think I should get on, right? So gone are the days where doctors say I must be like this, yeah? So there are people who actually challenge the doctor. Digital detox and earth therapy. I don't have the right word. I don't even know whether this is the right word, but this is something I coined. Earth therapy is something like, all right, there are people who are trying or insisting that they need to limit their use of gadgets, because these gadgets, they have microwave or whatever they call it, yeah, that can affect your health. So they are limiting the use of gadgets. They are trying to detox themselves from reading too much social media. I know of a lot of friends who actually gone off social media, gone off Facebook for various reasons, or Instagram or LinkedIn, because they want to get that mental wellness, right, and stability. Earth therapy are people who are doing a lot of yoga, meditation, and earthing, discharging their electrical energy that they absorb from their gadgets to earth. Have you heard about tree hugging? Right? So these are the things that people are doing. People are also getting more. I mean, you've seen this. This is very apparent. Evolving eating habits, plant-based is so big now. Whole foods, clean eating, clean cooking, right? And medicine is becoming integrative and holistic. So people are more welcoming multiple modalities, combining sciences and nature, or even traditional method, right? And they claim their own sovereignty, as in, it's my body, I know right what to do with it. Yeah. Emergence of health icons, we see that these two, and I could actually see two different types of health icons. I see the beauty and health, and I see health and fitness. So the beauty and health is more concerned, more telling stories about weight management, weight loss, better skin through nutrition or products, yeah. And keeping fit and healthy are those people who, again, a little bit of losing weight, but more holistic in the terms of maybe food recipes, cooking, and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, Rita, correct. Grounding or earthing. Yes, Michael, hereditary traits or risk. Thank you. Thank you for supporting my comments. And we see these changes, and when we dig more, and we were looking for what drives these changes, it was mainly the internet. Nowadays, it's internet everything, right? Anything and everything from retail to information, it's at your fingertips. It's on demand. It's not about what you feed to the consumers. It's what the consumers want to know and then look for you in the internet. You being product and you being category, yeah? There's a surge of local artisan health offerings, and if we see, we are looking at things like local Arabic gum. It's not local, but it's traditional ingredients that people are putting into their beverages. So a lot of entrepreneurs, local entrepreneurs, are putting functional ingredients like Arabic gum. Like what else? I won't say things like Tongkat Ali, because Tongkat Ali is also done with. Collagen is also done with. There's other herbs and spices even that they're putting turmeric, they're using ginger, they're using all sorts of kitchen ingredient. There is abundance in our back of our home, and they're starting to put it into their product and start to sell it out. And then people are talking about the benefit of taking ginger on daily basis. People are talking about the benefit of mixing turmeric into your oil and taking it orally and topically. So there's a lot of this sort of health offerings coming up. The retail channel, because you can buy online, you have access to products that are probably not sold near your home. Yeah, you can actually buy and bring products from miles away, and you can have access to the latest from neighboring countries. So revolution of the retail channel also contribute to the evolution of health and wellness industry, right? Now, this is very, very interesting. The fight for food integrity. People are no longer just looking for food that is halal. Yeah, halal becomes almost like a hygiene offering. Food integrity that I'm talking about here is that people would want to know where's the source of the food. They want to reduce carbon footprint. They want to see not only this is organic, whether the cattle, the animals are raised in ethical manner, respecting the nature, the environment. So it's the whole entire supply chain of the food ecosystem that they are looking at and starting to evaluate whether this is something I want to put in my body, right? Of course, better education, affluence, and better standard of living makes you become more demanding about having a better life, a better health, right? And then this is the most interesting bit. We observe that spirituality counts, especially during pandemic, when people, consumers are looking for meaning and purpose in life. They then naturally gravitate to choosing healthier options, choosing food items or products that is not hurting the environment, that is eco, that is supporting farmers elsewhere, and things like that. Yeah. Okay, so these are the numbers that I thought I need to flesh out because these are very, very interesting. Now, we see that about half of Malaysians perceive that they are either healthy or very healthy. Now, we ask this question on a scale of 1 to 10. How healthy do you think you are? So 54% score top 3 boxes, right? 63% Malaysians say they are concerned with their overall well-being. And the main concern is mental health first, and then physical health, all right? And then 42% says that they are on survival mode with very little savings or no savings at all. Now, take a closer look at that number. That's almost half, 42%. Okay. 25% claim that they had lost their job or lost partial income due to the pandemic. So sit with this number a little bit. I think that if I had done the research pre-COVID, pre-2020, the data would have panned very differently, right? This is the starting point. I hope to be able to repeat the study every year so I can have this webinar and bring this fantastic information to you again, same time, probably next year, inshallah. Yeah. Now, what are the Malaysians concerned about, right? You guessed it right. Malaysians are obsessed with weight, right? So if you have any product that can make people lose weight, you have a possibility or good chance to success and becoming probably a millionaire, yeah? Because 63% of Malaysians say that they have problem with weight. And of course, naturally, this school female, yeah? The second rung is stress, sleep, and heart, cholesterol, yeah? Then the third rung is mental depression and immunity. I had to go and actually run the analysis couple of times to make sure my eyes are seeing right. Yeah, I'm just wondering how come immunity is not top, and immunity skew Chinese. Okay, we definitely need to dig deeper into the reasons why. Michael asked, what's the age group of the research done? I think it's 18 plus. Michael? Yeah. Medications or supplements, right? Now, majority of Malaysians, they says that they are not on any regular medication like blood pressure or diabetes. So only 30%. I'm like, really? Ke? But this is claimed, yeah. But 77% said that they are on some kind of health supplements and vitamins. And we do ask what are the product that they are taking. So if you want to know more, you can get the full report and it will tell you what sort of vitamin, but on top, I think the highest is vitamin C lah. Yeah. So 6, introducing MyWellness, the 6 consumer segments we pan them out on this spectrum, because we all know that health and taste cannot get married. Somehow, when it's healthy, it's not tasty. When people say, sedap, but it's also healthy, we kind of like question them, right? Because we all know that enjoyment and health don't go hand in hand. So we look at this and we just try to measure people based on this spectrum, whether they have low or no regards for health and healthy living, simply enjoy lah, don't care. Or they are seriously embracing healthy lifestyle and willing to make some sacrifices. So we looked at them. And guess what? We came up with 6. So these 6, right? We call them tired survivors, pleasure seekers, priority jugglers, health explorers, wellness activists, and wellness advocates. Now, let me go into detail what they are. Survivors, in a nutshell, are like the people who I will think about health after I survive this pandemic, right? So they are still about survival. They are on survival mode. Pleasure seekers, they almost don't care about anything. To them, live life to the fullest. I don't have to worry about anything. Why are you worrying? You're not yet sick, right? Everyone will die also. I will continue smoking lah. There are people who smoke until they are 101 years old. Nothing happened to them also. It's not about my smoking habit. So those are the kind of people. Yeah? Priority jugglers, these are the people who have had some kind of inflection point, either to themselves or someone in their family or someone close to them, that they're starting to look and explore and to look at health a little bit more seriously, right? So they're starting to incorporate and starting to think about health. Explorers are a little bit higher than priority jugglers, meaning they're already not just thinking, already taking some steps, and they feel good about, not about their body, not about themselves, about their behavior, about their attitude that I'm taking steps. Actually, not bad what? Semalam, I dig in and then today I puasa lah. So like that. It's like that. Yeah. Activists, they are already in it. They are swinging very well. They are playing in this playground. They are saying health is wealth. I will not let go of this. Advocates are people who say that I'm healthy and I want other people to be healthy too. So they tend to want to tell people about what to do and how they do things themselves, right? Okay. Yes, Anita, I'm also surprised along together with you. So I want you to think about which one are you, right? Tired survivor, pleasure seeker, priority jugglers, health explorer, activist, and wellness advocate. We're going to go into detail what each of these segments are all about. And as you listen in, do think, which one am I? Because we're going to have a quick quiz later and ask you those questions, right? Now, welcome to Tired Survivors. Now, these are the people. When we did the focus group, Wei told me a story, and she said she couldn't sleep that night because one of the respondents in the focus group told us in the group that his budget for eating in a day was only 2 ringgit. So how does he survive with 2 ringgit? He gets himself 2 gardenia ikan bilis bun, and that's it. Warm meal is actually considered healthy for him. So these are the group of people who have really been affected by the COVID. And this health right now for these people is very far away from their mind, because it's all about survival. They had to downgrade their brand choice. They have no way to make insurance premium, to cover insurance premiums, so they don't have insurance. They don't take supplements regularly or medication. Some may be experiencing mental depression, but they don't know where to go or what to do. They feel lost. And they know they can't go to hospital if they're sick, because the hospital is already, filled with sick people. So they are very serious about self-medicating or about avoiding from getting sick. Right? You will see later, we will also at the end of this presentation, at the end of this session, talk to you about the implications for the marketeers like yourselves. But do think about when you look at the definition or the explanation about tired survivors, what comes to your mind? Because I would like to have conversations with you around this, yeah, or any of the segments. So these are some of the verbatims, yeah. It is expensive to be healthy. To try to want to be healthy, it takes so much. And right now, I'd rather spend that money on something else. I need to pay for rent. I need to pay for my children's sustenance and all that, yeah. And to them, for me, as long as I'm not sick, that means I'm healthy. I'm good. They don't go for medical checkup. They are too busy just making ends meet.
Okay. So if we look at it, this group actually represents a quarter of the segment. Okay, so we have 6 segments. 25% of them are actually tired survivors. They are mostly from the younger generation, skewed Gen Z. Okay, and majority of them are from the B40. Next group.
Sorry.
So there's a quick demographics of who they are. Okay. You can see here, they are mostly the younger generation. About 71% are falling between age 18 to 34 years old. So just now, I think someone had a question about the age group. So it's 18 plus, okay, but we broken that down into 5 brackets. So we track them by different brackets. So we have this data. Equal mix of male and female, okay, as well as racial, but not surprisingly, okay, driven by the current situation that they are in, most of them fall into the B40 group. So 63% of them are in the B40 group. Next. We also ask them, okay, so how healthy do you think you are? Again, the data is not a surprise to us, okay? We ask them to rate from a scale of 1 to 10. 1 is not healthy at all, okay? And 10 is very healthy. And how we've broken this down is we group them. So healthy is the top 3 boxes. And if you recall earlier, what Rome has shared is, she has shared that 54%, okay, of Malaysians said that they are healthy or very healthy. So that's the top 3 boxes. But if we look here to these tired survivors, they are actually only 41%. So they are actually below the market average. And half of them are actually not very confident, or they are okay lah, so lah. I think that's not my plan for the moment. I survive dulu. Okay, so this is what they are thinking. So what do they do? Okay, we also ask them what is their top 3 health concerns, and also what do they do recently in the last 1 year to start to be a little bit more healthy. What kind of healthy habits do they do? So the top 3 concerns, weight being still the top one, okay, followed by stress and rest and sleep. But it's nice to know that, okay, over the last 1 year, maybe working from home or something like that, they have tried to get more sleep. So in this, better quality sleep could be example, getting between 6 to 8 hours kind of a sleep. they also started to be a little bit more active. Okay, one of the things that they do as part of the regular exercise is jogging and walking. Okay, and they also do a lot of home workout by themselves. And this walking and jogging, okay, very surprisingly, okay, 88% of them actually does that on a regular basis, minimum once a week. And of course, they also cook a lot more at home instead of buying. This is also partially driven by their disposable income, but also, there's also some people that believe that cooking is actually a way to be more healthier. So again, it's also another healthy habit that they are adopting.
Okay, now it's the pleasure seeker. Welcome to fantastic world of pleasure seekers. They are the ones who are least affected by PKP or the pandemic, right? So think of these people. When you think of these people, think about people who are in steady jobs. So they have steady income. So they're just told to work from home. But I customer service, macam mana I nak work from home? So actually, it's been a long break, a long holiday. So they have no problem about money. It's still in the bank. It's coming in. So to them, their main concern during the pandemic is, I can't go out. I cannot socialize. What about my children's education? I worry whether they will be growing healthy without any social interaction. So their kind of worries are different from the tired survivor just now, right? The lockdown gives them the opportunity to polish their culinary skills. So if you go to Facebook and Instagram, you see all these people, they are the one who's showing their spread, their cooking, whatever they are learning, the latest recipe. I'm not sure what's the latest recipe, Julia. And they are trying different cuisines, they sign up for cooking classes, they sign up for all sorts of classes to either upgrade, acquire new skills, and they work on improving themselves. They try to get beauty themselves, and these are the sort of people that I see them scrolling around, like probably trying to find weight loss program or weight loss product. They have low awareness or appreciation for health and healthy living, right? So these people, when we were doing the focus group with them, one of them actually texted me after the group. She said, Puan Rom, thank you for the conversation, for the discussion just now, because only now I'm starting to think that I maybe should look into health, right? I never think that is priority. So they're just happy-go-lucky going on with their life. To them, healthy is ada selera makan, healthy lah tu, because can still eat mah, right? So this is the pleasure seekers.
So this group, I would say, a group that will always be there. Okay, we know that these are the people who want to enjoy first. They are the what we call the live to eat. Okay, not eat to live, but they are the live to eat. So yeah, they are okay. I enjoy first. The rest comes later. So they are over 63% of them belongs to the Gen Z and millennials. Okay, and rightfully so. Maybe because I want to experience life. I want to enjoy. I want to have fun. Health is not yet something I am worried about. Next one. So a quick look at their demographics. As you can see here, 85% of them falls between the age of 18 to 44 years old. Okay. As for the other demographics, okay, it's pretty reflective of the market average. So I won't go in detail. Next row. Okay. So how healthy do they think they are? Okay. They are slightly more healthier. Okay, if you remember, tired survivors is 41. This is 47. So they are 6%. They claim to be more healthier than tired survivors. However, it's still below market average. Okay, maybe because I think they know that I enjoy food. Okay, so you can see that one of the top 3 health concerns The third one is heart or cholesterol. Okay, so this is, largely driven by their lifestyle, their intake, and so forth. And yeah, you can look at, one of the things that they are also trying to do is to reduce bad habits. So they are trying to, eat less or binge eating less in that sense.
Yeah. So when we force them to answer this question, these are their answers lah. Like, okay lah, if I have to get healthy, that means I need to get better sleep, regular exercise, and bad habits, right? Priority jugglers, who are they? They are the ones, okay, remember I told you they had the inflection point, right? So they were faced with some kind of event that became a turning point, either their parent or their family or their friend or they themselves had a health scare or somebody went through some kind of health challenge. So to them, their pain point is one that is struggle for time, because they always say that I don't have time to exercise. I don't have time to cook healthy foods. And their definition for health is quite simplistic. Yeah, I'm healthier because this curry that I cook, I put milk, I didn't use santan. So honestly speaking, a curry with milk is not any healthier than santan, because santan at least doesn't have cholesterol, right? So they don't know that. They tend to link it to very, very simplistic thing, right? They listen to a few, not a lot of expert opinion. They are not yet sophisticated to analyze health information to make their own decisions. So they tend to just listen to their leader. They would have someone in their group, in their circle that they look up to or listen to. It's either the doctor or their parent or someone that they feel have got a voice of authority to advise them on health. So they're starting to get medical checkup as part of a routine, and they follow the doctor's advice strictly. Yeah. So starting to get more exposed to health, and to them it's all about balance, not willing to let go of taste completely. So balance lah. I will eat this huge pot, but I got green ma, right? Okay, jugglers profile.
So this is the biggest segment that we found, okay, in this study, which is 27%. Okay, and to answer Michael as well, the millennials probably a lot more for in this segment, because yes, they complain a lot because they are trying to juggle. Okay, they are not exactly, this group is not as impacted. Okay, they still have a majority still have a stable income, or they have not exactly lost their job or their partial income, but because of the uncertainty, okay, because of the uncertainty, they are also very careful in their spending. So they are, they think twice before they put into the food or they put into other things. So as you can see here, the 25 to 44 that contribute about already 57%, which are mostly millennials, okay, in this group. Next row. So not surprisingly, okay, 62% claim that they are healthy, okay, because they are already adopting or they are already doing something healthy. With 37, not, okay lah. Next.
It's in their mind lah, kan?
Yep. So top 3 concerns. First one, still weight. Okay, actually weight cuts across all. Okay, all segments weight. Malaysians are very conscious of their weight. Okay, but this group, okay, heart and cholesterol is their second concern. Okay, the third being stress. And over the last 1 year, they are getting more active. Okay, and getting better sleep and also controlling what they eat.
Okay, so above jugglers, we have health explorers. Now, how are they different? The health explorers, they are a little bit more conscious. So they are more evolved than the jugglers. They have already started to put into routine some of health practices, health behaviors, right? But they're still in the exploration stage and they get really excited when they discover something, or when they found a solution that works for them. They get on social media to find the highly recommended restaurant, club, cafes that's healthy, right? They make sure that choosing healthy option when they try something new. And somehow, when we talk about to this group, qualitative focus group lah, they tend to link excuse me, they tend to link local food, local fare choices as unhealthy. And if I want to be healthy, I have to take like the mat saleh food as their words, yeah. So it's like sandwiches. They think pasta is healthier than me, kind of things, yeah. So they're more willing to sacrifice taste and to pleasure, and they are following some of these health icons and celebrities. The ones that is actually having a lot of followers: Dr. Malina, Dr. Nordin Daros, Dr. Rizal, Kevin Zahari. There's a few more out there, right? Their main pain point or their struggle is mainly on sustaining the excitement over a period of time, because sometimes they get excited and then they fizzle, and then they found something, they get excited again and then they fizzle. Yeah.
So this group is 13%. Okay. It's skewed female, Malay, and age 25 to 34 years old. Go next. Okay. So these are the demographics of this health explorer. Okay. Next row. So 64% of them claim that they are healthy. Okay, and some of the things that they are doing to keep themselves healthy. Room next. Sorry. Doing regular exercises. Okay, they are also getting more sleep. Okay, and also they feel that they want to start to do something or to relieve their stress, like pampering themselves or even doing something good for others. Because I think the belief is, if I contribute something or I help someone, I feel good as well. Okay, so these are some of the healthy habits that they have adopted in the last 1 year.
Yep. So introducing to you wellness activists. Now, this is I think I dare say that they are the healthiest Malaysians, yeah. So who are they? They have already been adopting healthy lifestyle. They have no qualms about sacrificing pleasure, taste, because they really, really buy into the idea that healthy lifestyle is an investment, right? And achieving the perfect state of health becomes all that they are after. So to them, health is wealth lah. You cannot be happy if you are not healthy. And they tend to embrace health beyond physical, beyond just losing weight, beyond just looking good. To them, this healthy person is one that has positive attitude, vibrating at a very prime energy. They're very discerning. They are able to process information from all the different sources, and then they can say, all right, maybe this is true, but it's not for me, it's not right for me, I don't think that I want to go there because and they can justify their reasons and their decisions, right? Willing to pay a premium, and they tend to go for better options, natural, brown, organic, and stuff like that. Some of them get onto the the fat, like the keto and the plant-based, but some of them are just more on, healthy eating, whole foods and stuff like that, right? We see that they are also one that integrate food and non-food behavior lifestyle, like essential oils, like make sure that all the products that in their house are eco, green, sustainable, and things like that. So they really, really live that lifestyle. They are the kind who would even not use microwave, for example, because microwave oven is not good for you. And they can tell you why it's not good for you. They have the sciences and the research behind that, so they don't just adopt a particular behavior habit blindly because, I hear that microwave oven is not safe or not good. I know why it's not safe. And I made that decision that I'm not going to use microwave oven because it's not safe for me or not good for me. Right? So they are very, very discerning. Okay. This is some of their mindset. Yeah. I make healthy lifestyle as my way of life, no substitute. It's important that I make that decision to cook and choose healthy options in my quest to achieve perfect state and wellness. Right. And they tend to do this for themselves. Now, I want you to remember this because this is how they're different from the advocates. The activists, they do it for themselves, they do it for their family. You will see later that the advocates are healthy, but they want to enroll other people as well. Yeah, not the activists, they're just doing it for themselves.
So 6% of the contribution, they contribute 6% in this study, okay? Mostly adult, skilled Chinese, and from the middle income group. Okay, so I believe, this is also true because, they would have been at an age where health becomes, more concerned, like what Rome said, health is wealth now, okay? It's no longer just enjoying, but I have to take care of myself because I need to stay healthy. Health is everything at this juncture in time. And, when we ask them, so 7 out of 10, okay, 7 out of 10, about 68% claim that they are healthy. And in this group, okay, if you notice, none of them say that they are not healthy, okay? 68% says that they are very healthy to healthy. 32 said they are okay, but none of them says that they are not healthy. Their concerns are weight, sleep and stress, and okay, they also very similar, okay, starting to get more sleep, doing regular exercises, or I would say for them it's more continuing their regular exercises and doing something good for themselves.
Okay, now this is the advocates. The advocates, like I mentioned just now, they are living a healthy lifestyle. The difference between advocates and activists just now, why do I say I believe that the activists are the most healthy? Because we are observing that the advocates could actually be embarking on health and wellness and healthy living through becoming an agent or selling products that is of health products. Yeah, so we anticipate that this group are actually a lot of, and you will see in statistics they are skew Malay. So we feel that they tend to be the agents of wellness product or sunnah food, because they're also majority, skew heavy with sunnah food. For the non-Malays in this group, they tend to be maybe yoga instructor, Reiki healer, acupuncturist, and they are a practitioner. Yeah, they either have a clinic in wellness clinic, or they practice it from home to home, and they tend to relate health to spirituality. So this is the group of people. It's very small, but quite a stretch as well, because the Malays are about selling juice mangosteen or something like that, for example. And then there's this other within the health advocates. There's this group also. They are the health practitioner, right? Then they are also healer. They take very, very active control of their life, and then they always feel like they have to influence other people, enroll other people on this wellness journey, right?
So they are 5%, okay, skilled female, Malay, and coming very much from the older age. Okay, next row. So this is the stats, okay, almost about 70% are Malay, okay, and 54% female. Next row. Okay, and this group, okay, they claim to be 73% healthy, okay. There is only a small marginal 2% says that they are not healthy. And as what Rome has mentioned, what we also notice is this group has the highest consumption, okay, or regularly consume superfoods or sunnah foods, okay. About 76% of them says that they regularly consume superfoods or sunnah foods. The top 3 healthy habits that they've adopted recently, okay, are very much similar, okay. In here, one of the top 3 health concerns that came out is also bones and joints, which is slightly different, but it also is possible because it's also much older age and female, where osteo concerns is something more prevalent as the females get older.
Okay. Now, after you've seen all the presentations, the description of the segment, could we take a break here, and then on your screen, you get to see and you get to click which segment do you think you are. This is so interesting. Because we get to see whether this matches our demographic data, that profile that we have, or we have a skewed participants here. Done? How many people do we have now? 59. We have a total of 82, right? 61 people.
Still coming in.
Yeah, we will have a good result, definitely, Michael. Coming in.
Anyone else?
No? The rest don't want to play? Or the rest are IdeaScape people lah?
I think still coming in. Should we count to 10 and then we close the poll?
Yeah.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Come on. Count 4, 3, 2. Calling once. Calling twice. Okay, 1. Rabia, we can close the poll.
Wow. We have a lot of explorers here.
Yes. And jugglers as well. Jugglers is quite reflective.
Hey, we got 3 tired survivors, man. Sure or not?
This one I'm surprised though, Rom.
Itulah. Ini Hakim punya answer ke?
Dia tak boleh main lah.
Oh, dia tak boleh main lah. Okay.
Dia tak boleh main. Cohort tak boleh main.
All right, great. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay. Implication to marketers. All right. So I'm seeing some lines there on my screen. Is that who drew that? Or somebody was trying to vote just now. So this is the summary of the segments with their segment size. Okay, you can take a screenshot of this. But what we're going to do next is we're going to share with you what we have brainstormed, and thought that would be an implication to marketers. So this is going to be interesting, right? So to the tired survivors, if you want to target the tired survivors, I think what you could do is start to think about benefits that gives energy and immunity to these people, because they are holding 2-3 jobs. They cannot afford to fall sick and they're not taking any vitamins. So what you can probably do is repack your products into smaller packs so that it can have lower cash outlay and start distributing it onto general trade. So this is some of the suggestions we have for you to address the tired survivors, because they are 25% of the population. We internally in IdeaScape, we suspect that the numbers have increased. We suspected that tired survivors probably were at around 19% before the pandemic. That's just a gut feel. I got intuition, okay? So we think that tired survivors have grown because of the pandemic, right? And they are a quarter of the population. So if you want to go over and address and speak to them and create something for them, think about basic essentials. For the pleasure seekers, you need to think about how to help them manage their guilt. Yeah, so come up with MPD, with product that will help them with cholesterol management, or product that has got high efficacy with minimal effort, right? So this is one magic capsule. You take this, not only you will lose weight, your sugar will be in check, your mood swing will be regulated. Magic. So help them to manage their guilt and make them feel good about their decisions, right? Now, priority jugglers. This is close to a third of the population, with 27%. What you could do with them is perhaps think about convenient substitutes, right? Because these people, they're juggling, they're always replacing this with that, substituting. So think about convenient substitute. You want to make healthy living easy and convenient. So these are the people who will sit up right for your product with less sugar, no preservatives, no coloring, natural. If you say that this is stevia, contains stevia, which is not sugar, but natural sugar replacement. These are the type of people. Explorers are 13%, and think about fashionable health. Excite them with new innovation. Be the trend keeper, superfood, organic, So these are because they want to get on the go, because the challenge with them is the fire die down, right? So you want to get them excited always. You have to have new MPD every now and then for explorers. For the activists and the advocates, what's really, really important for them is they want to stay on top of things. They want to be the one to know everything first and all the time. So keep them up to date with the latest. Be their health buddy, innovative gadgets and solutions, product that is sustainable, high integrity, and eco everything. Yeah, so that's what we feel that as brand and marketer. And of course, we could support you for your specific industry or category if you want to look at what are the implications if you have chosen any part of this category, any one of this segment to address, and we can have a conversation or a discussion about what probably could be the innovations or the product or services that you want to do to support these segments. I forgot to mention that The other day I was listening to a TED talk and they were talking about micro insurance and micro financing, which I think I don't think we have anyone from insurance industry, but that would be something interesting that you could create for the tired survivors because they don't have any kind of insurance coverage. Yeah. So now, having heard all the explanation about the 6 health and wellness, health and lifestyle segmentation, how do we do this? You want to actually go back to your team and then look at the 6 segments and discuss about which one do we want to associate ourselves with. Do we have the product? What is the segment size, right? Is this segment size viable for us, attractive to us, and whether we have the product to address this segment or not, and whether this is going to be our short-term or long-term basis kind of plan, yeah? And then when you have done that, the second stage, what you want to do is you look at what are their insights. So I've given you some of the insights for the segments, but you might want to drill deeper into the insights for your category, for your industry, and then overlay them with what is your brand essence or your brand position, USP, to get your positioning so that your offering would be relevant, unique, credible, and compelling to this segment. Okay. I think we will take questions now.
Yeah, if anybody have any questions, feel free to unmute yourself and ask. We have Rome and Julia here. I think, let me just recap. There were some questions posed in chat earlier on. I think Julia was asking whether 18 years and above is too broad as a sampling base. Do you have a medium range? I think we had the national fallout and a breakdown of the different age groups, in this study, right? Anson was asking if 77% supplement penetration sounds really high. It's a study conducted amongst high income segment in urban areas.
No, it's quite spread out, Anson. And we also have it, central, north, east coast, and south as well.
Hi, Jazri here. Question. Thank you very much for this session anyway. Just would like to ask, how do you see post-COVID? Do you see a similar trend? Or do you see any difference? What's your take on that?
For me, post-COVID, I think there will be some adjustments, but not much of a difference. I think the pleasure seeker will still be pleasure seeker. If anything, the changes that we would expect to see is from tired survivor. I hope that segment will start to, thin down a little bit and people move towards, either jugglers or explorers even. I think what COVID could have done, and I wouldn't be wrong to assume this, is that COVID has heightened everyone's attitude towards how important health is. Right. So I also feel that COVID has actually increased the explorer percentage. So it really depends on the economy recovering. But I think the explorer will continue to look for, and then how the market is serving this segment. So I think there will be some adjustments, but it wouldn't be too big. I would think about plus minus 2 or 3 percentage point every segment. Hi, Kala. No, Kala, I didn't do factor analysis. I don't have money to do factor analysis. This is something that I did using qualitative segmentation. So remember, I think earlier on I explained that we did a broad observation about the market, and we did desk research. We saw observation and we put on all our hypotheses. From all these hypotheses, we cluster the behavior into similar and supporting behaviors. We came up with 9 segments. From the 9 segments, we did 11 focus groups, and we saw further overlapping behaviors and attitudes. Then we came up to 6 segments. So these segments was then validated through online survey with 1,000 sample size. So that's how we did it.
Hi, my name is Nora. So I've got a question. What was really surprising about the top 3 health concerns, I think across all 6 segments, was that immunity didn't turn up.
Exactly.
Why do you suppose that's happening though? Are they so secure in their level of immunity?
I think, if I may, my only explanation to that is that the population or our people are just so being pulled, being given so much of this political insecurity that the amplification on importance of health kind of like not as important. I mean, if I were to do this research and I didn't close it up to only health and wellness, if I were to ask them what would be the main concern for any Malaysian, I think the top one would be about the government.
Okay.
I think to add on that, right? If you look at it, most of us take it, I would say, in a more direct impact. So, because of COVID, I feel tired now. I need more sleep, example. So this tends to be the top one. And of course, Anita also said, a lot of us think of weight as also partially health in that sense. So that immunity is there, it's ranking top 10, but it's just not the top 3 in that sense. Because they are feeling that immediate impact, okay, potentially that I'm tired, I need more rest, I'm stressed. So, those things become more apparent than immunity in that sense.
So what could possibly happen also is that because of the immunization drive, we keep hearing like, okay, I'm going to get my vaccines, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So you probably thought that, okay, that's sorted.
Yep.
That's not really a concern. Maybe that's why it doesn't top the list.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Thank you. Yeah, that could also be an explanation to why immunity is. If I have no access to vaccines, then I'd probably be worried, right? I'm going to be thinking, where can I buy or get myself vaccinated?
Mm.
Thank you for that question.
Yeah, I think Anita also, made a very good point. Okay, that maybe immunity is not so in the forefront because you feel the immediate stress from COVID, from what you hear every day in the news. You see, okay, 10,000, 15,000. You are just looking at when the numbers drop. We are going to phase 2, phase 3. So those become more forefront in that sense.
Yeah, I think Michael To also put an interesting point in the chat. If I can read it out, right? 49%, almost half of them are tired survivors and pleasure seekers, which obviously, health is not such a high regard at the top of mind. So, immunity may be a more complex idea for them. So I think there's probably some rationale and truth in that as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, if I could just bring up a point. I'm Anita.
Hi, Anita.
Hi. Just wanted to ask, that interestingly, it was the tired survivor and pleasure seekers. I think there may be an overlap of segments there with your jugglers. I mean, they could be oscillating between the two. isn't it? Do you feel that way? I'm
Right.
just thinking out loud.
Say that again.
I think you have the tired survivor as a segment, right? And then the pleasure seeker, which is kind of, uh, the tired survivors just can't think of health right now. And the pleasure seekers who don't think of health out of
Don't want to think
choice.
about health. Yeah,
Yeah,
escapism.
out of choice, right?
Yes.
But you might have the jugglers, right? The in-betweens that are juggling between the two segments as well. They don't have the time to exercise because I'm thinking about myself as well, as I put myself as a juggler, right? I do think about health, and that's why, maybe yoga or YouTube or something like that. But on the other hand, I am tired from working 24 hours trying to, just keep on top of things and, earn my economic keep or whatever. So I'm just thinking that the tired survivor and your pleasure seekers, and between the two, you might have a juggler kind of who's tired, who's also trying to seek pleasure, but who's also trying to think of health.
Yeah,
It
perhaps.
could be an overlap. Just a thought.
Yeah. The segments that we have shown you today is the dominant segment. I mean,
Yeah,
no
very
one.
interesting. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Really great.
There's always going to be dominant and recessive. You are going to
Yes.
fall back into your second segment. So you would be dominant something and then recessive this or this. Depending on what happens in your life, from a juggler, I could be this, I could be this, right? I could be a pleasure seeker, or I could be a health explorer. Yeah. Okay, so that's how we explained it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, great.
Hi. Is there time for another question? This is
Sure.
Juita.
Hi, Juita.
Hi. Sorry, was there another person trying to talk? No, right?
No.
No, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Hi. Right. Firstly, thank you. That was tremendously useful. I really appreciate what you guys have done. It's terribly important. I have two questions. One, I was wondering, was there a particular reason why you didn't actually get enough participation from those in their 45 to 55 and above category? And the reason why I am asking that question is because in 2019 and even beyond, we have had studies by the National Health and Morbidity Group in Public Health, Khazanah, even the UN, saying that Malaysia is amongst the highest countries in the region in obesity. That is actually a very, very huge health concern in the country. It's more than 50%, right? And also that 30.4% are obese and has in the risk factor of all the NCDs. So that's actually extremely concerning. So I'm just wondering if that is something that you had looked at. And the second is actually related to the first, the issue of health that these studies have found is related to malnutrition. Malaysians are generally under the category of malnutrition, generally undernourished in the category of basically we overeat our carbs, not enough micronutrients, not enough vitamins, minerals, because Malaysians generally eat very, very little vegetables, and I guess in the same category fruit. So I'm just wondering if you had the chance to ask such questions, or otherwise I would really like to see if you would look at this in your future survey. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Juwita. May I find out where are you from?
I am now on my own.
Mm.
So I have been working in policy, so I kind of, continue to do that on my own, doing consulting work as much as I can. But food and nutrition is my extension of what work I've done before. Yep.
Right, great. You are activist, explorer, straddle. Okay. If I get your question right, you are asking why is the sample not enough in the age 54 and above?
Yeah, 45 and above, because they are the ones also who tend to have issues with obesity, with NCDs, and as someone who has been very active in this area for the last 3 years or so, I find that at the same time, especially if you are amongst the urban people, they, as you said, they are pleasure seekers, but they have extremely complicated health histories.
Okay, thank you for your question, Juwita. First and foremost, let me clarify. In way of doing our survey, what we wanted to do is we wanted to make it as closely as possible to reflect the national population. So we followed the Department of Statistics age breakdown, and we made sure that we have enough sample size in every breakdown in every age group, right? I'm not sure what do you attribute your question that we do not have enough sample size for 45 and above. We have enough to be statistically represented of the population spread. Yeah. Secondly, I would like to say that the questions that we ask, we wanted to get understanding on issues that will impact brand and marketeers, especially for either new product development or for communication, because that's our job in IdeaScape. We help businesses and brands grow. So question like malnutrition and policies around those, if you are interested to find out more, we can talk further, and maybe we could put that into a smaller questionnaire and then have it measured.
Yeah, I mean, from a public policy perspective, I'm not here as a public policy person, because I'm really interested in the marketing aspect, but whatever that marketers do and what is actually on the ground actually helps public policy development, and because that's how it works. It's so, but yeah, no, you've done a fantastic job, and I guess what I'm saying is, when it comes to if you look, you have the sample is 2% or 55 years and above, and 45 to 54 years, 8%. These are the people who are generally, the health situations change when you hit 45 and above. And as somebody pointed out earlier, when you are between 18 and perhaps 30, you're not really concerned about your health or your body, because generally nature works to, you can eat as much as you like, unless you're unfortunate in that respect,
Yes.
your body just takes care of itself. Yeah.
Anthony wants to say something. He's raised his hand 3 times. Yes, Anthony.
I think one of the questions that really begs to be answered is that in scientific studies, they found that in a change or die situation, how many people would be willing to make the change of behavior? Yeah, because we're talking about health and all of that. And I think I was just checking on Google, and 15 years ago, they were at a major conference. And even in a change or die situation, the odds of someone making a change to survive is 9-1. That means out of 10 people, only one will make the change. So I'm thinking whether the COVID situation might have any impact on this mindset, because behavior change is the hardest thing to do. And even a change or die situation, most of them will still not make the behavior change. Yeah. Eisner himself of Disney, right? Until he was close to a heart attack, then only he decided to, delegate more of his work to the next person, you say? Yeah. So I'm wondering whether any of this kind of feeling came up in the survey, or there's something other work to do.
Yeah, I think that's a fantastic question, and it calls for us to continue researching this topic. What we didn't do is we didn't start this study early enough pre-COVID to have a benchmark to measure, because I think we are already, this information or this data is starting on a quite raised platform, raise expectation or raise anxiety already. I would think, and that's my assumption, I would think that people are not as highly willing to make any change or behavior, or think that there is a role to play. Health has got a role to play in their life. Thank you for your comments and questions.
All right. I'm sure, a lot after listening to it, and I think a lot of you may come to a realization that, hey, I resonate with this, or I can relate to that, right? Now, thinking about, a lot of you are brand marketers and even people who are just overall concerned about health and wellness, and you wanted to see what this was all about. How useful was all this for you? If you can just share a bit of comments, or how, I'm sure a lot of you will probably have little light bulb moments going off, sparking, say, hey, I can do something with this, or I can deep dive into here, and I can really use this to tweak my communications.
Leonard, I think we have a poll.
Yeah, we do. Why don't we, Rabia, can you put up the poll, and everybody can just very quickly just tell us how useful was this information for you. Thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
This really makes our day, because we worked hard for this.
Yes, let us know, so that, we will think about doing more of this. Anyone else?
Anita, the link should be in front of you on your screen. Yes. Any final comments, either on the chat box, or somebody wants to say something, request anything? I hope to see your registered interest.
Yeah, I think. Oh, still got ratings coming in. Okay, yeah. A few stragglers there. Okay, yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you. A lot of people have rated it 5 stars and 4 stars. Fantastic.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yep. So.
Yeah. So with that, again, we thank you for sharing your precious time with us. Thank you for sitting through the last 1.5 hours. I hope it has been insightful. I hope it will continue to trigger new inspiration and new ideas, right, for you to take it back into your business, into your brands, to really see how you can really tweak your offering or your comms, or your commercial proposition, right, to your consumers out there. So without further ado, thank you very much and have a great evening.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for all your comments and questions. See you again.
Thank you. Bye. Have a good Friday. Enjoy the weekend.
And happy weekend, everyone.
Yeah.
Bye, Rome. Bye, Julia.
Bye.
Thank you.
Anthony.
Thank you, Anthony.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks, Leonard.